For 10,000 years, the Emperor's Inquisition have fought a secret war to defend humanity. We keep vigil in the darkness. We hunt among the shadows. We pass judgment upon the mutant, the traitor, and the heretic. We purge the world of the taint lurking among the stars. We are Inquisitors. We shall fear nothing. For we are what you fear. Inquisitor's log. Classified report. Scheduled for later transmission. I am closing on the source of the inquisitorial distress signal I was assigned to investigate. The coordinates I received from the Caligari Conclave led me to a desolate system. There were many delays during the journey. The intensity of the Caligari warp surges is beyond anything I've experienced. These anomalies are spreading through the subsector like a tidal wave. The distress signal has an ancient encryption used by the Holy Orders. It is authentic, but extremely old. The signal is coming from a battered fortress monastery that was likely spat from the warp when the tide of the surges swept through the sector. There is no response to our hailing signals.
Inquisitor, this is your captain speaking. I'm still trying to hail the monastery, but I get no response.
The hull looks intact, though. I think it was simply abandoned a very long time ago.
Then what do you expect to find over there?
Something that once belonged to the Inquisition, and lots of empty halls.
Sounds exciting. I've instructed your pilots to land on the hangar deck.
Stand by and wait for my signal.
Inquisitor, the automatic defense system has been activated. The turrets are attacking you. Do you...
And with that, guys, hello to the full release of Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr. I'm pumped. So this is the first episode, a special episode. It's going to be a little bit longer and
Captain,
in between.
You copy. Captain Van Winter, can you hear me? Strange. Vox communication is jammed and I can't use my teleporter device. Something must be disturbing my signal. I will record everything in my audio log, in case I don't return.
And as I said, this
Inquisitorial log, new entry. While attempting to dock in the hangar of an unknown fortress monastery, my transport took heavy fire. I suspect that the automatic weapon systems were activated, but I don't yet know why. The transport has been destroyed, along with my equipment. My pilot is dead. I will pray for him later.
As I said, this episode is going to be a little bit longer. I'm not going to go through the tutorial and the full release, we've been through that, but I will go through all the story elements which I have skipped in the last content patch. So, we are in the game, this is a in-between episode, there's going to be another episode at the usual time, just as a little disclaimer right here.
Interesting. Mindless servitors were created for menial tasks. But having a flesh drone just for operating the door seems excessive. Open the door!
I see that too, that really seems quite excessive. And sorry that we are again playing through the single player here, but you know, it's just now the regular start of the game, and we have, you know, just get through it. So let's just hop into it. Let's see what
An ancient cogitator. Let's see if the tech prayers still hold. It might have information about this place.
And here we are. Current status: in the possession of the Holy Orders of the Emperor Inquisition. Warning: verifying current status, inaccurate data collated. Last maintenance logged 8134967M36. Warning: Jella shield compromised. Current state of impairment for 47.34. It's just an estimation. Prayers of maintenance required in the following zones. That is not improving. Invocation of blessed recalibration required in the following zone. That is not going to work out. Corrupted data, diagnostic interrupted.
Just as I suspected. It's a pile of rust. At least I found some interesting diagnostics. I should check all the cogitators on the ship for other details.
Ah yeah, and that we will do. I can't...
New log entry. I have found some human remains. The time of death seems recent. I don't like the look of the marks on the bodies. Something killed them with mindless brutality.
And I can't wait to start shooting, if I'm honest. And I...
Oh, yes. The perfect weapon to deliver the Emperor's justice. Creature of chaos. Can you withstand my faith?
And I'm of course playing on purpose with the
Imperial ship infested by chaos. So be it. Let's cleanse the taint then.
And I'm playing with the Crusader, not the Crusader, but the Sword background.
Overheat!
Here once again, because it's just my, at the moment, favorite background available, or class, if you might say so.
I have found a room tainted by the filth of chaos. There is also a tech priest maintenance shrine with a functioning cogitator. It could contain information on how I could turn off the Vox jammer.
Alrighty, here we are. Augmentum, defense system, anomalies, ranking security offers, Brother Marcus Drank. Incident log: the Martyr opened fire on an approaching rogue trader vessel, causing considerable damage and loss of life on the targeted ship. Teleportarian signals are regularly jammed, blocking entry and exit to and from the monastery. Confessions of the related personnel during the penitence hearings. Conclusions are: after thorough investigation and questioning, I can safely claim that no personnel were involved in the incident. The defense turrets open fire without any human involvement, and the signal blocking any teleportation attempts is generated automatically. Probable cause: system malfunction. Process initiated. Logged a priority level request to the maintenance fraternity awaiting confirmation. Had emergency cogitators installed on the hangar deck and a main cogitator in the control room, where security personnel can manually override both the turret system and the teleportarian signals in case of any further incidents. Attachment: Medikey reports of personnel voluntarily participating in the confessions, and the rest of the data is corrupted.
I found new information. There is an emergency cogitator nearby where I could turn off the jamming signals.
Alright, and what we haven't done, we are going now through the clues here. I must find out everything I can about the Fortress Monastery. Where does it come from? Is there something in charge of this abandoned colossus? What happened to the thousands of people on the hundreds of subdecks? So many questions, but I trust the Emperor that I'll find the answers here in the darkness. I found a functioning cogitator on the hangar deck. Data's corrupted, but I was able to glean some information. This abandoned ship is the Fortress Martyr, an ancient vessel that once fell under Inquisitorial jurisdiction. Maintenance logs indicate that the Fortress Monastery has been abandoned for millennia. There are signs indicate the presence of a primitive heretic culture living in the abandoned halls of the former monastery, and also heavy influence of the worshippers of a demonic entity. Sorry. If I'm not mistaken, the whole area is infected by the taint of Nurgle and the cage. I am stranded on the hangar deck of the fortress monastery. The teleport and my vox signal are both jammed, and the automatic weapon systems of the Martyr are active. I need to find the controls in order to disable the systems that are cutting off my connection to my ship and Captain Van Vinchu. I've learned that in the past the weapon systems of the Martyr used to fire automatically on vessels that attempted to land on the fortress monastery, and tech priests thought that it might have been the result of some incident in the warp. The same applies to the teleport and the vox jammers, but they are cogitators on the hangar deck and the main control room where security personnel could manually override the order. Alright, and here are the other clues. Alright. Okay, the sound is still not working. I do not know why. New log entry: I found a room tainted with filth of chaos. There's also a tech priest maintenance shrine with a functioning cogitator I could contain him. Okay, that we already read. And on we go. Oh man, that looks so nice. I'm under the impression that it even looks a little bit nicer than before.
Open the door.
It is in the walls now. Everywhere. Taint. In the machines.
By the Emperor. What foul abomination is this?
But you know, that is always just a
talking servitor. It might be mind-locked, but this is still unusual. Well met, heretics. It is time for you to die.
I mean, how a game looks is, I guess, always a little bit subjective, and I may be not very objective right here because I've been playing this game for 1.5 years now, but I think it looks pretty damn amazing right now.
Finally, that's the cogitator that will disable the jammer.
And we are deactivating the jammer right now.
I couldn't turn off the teleportation jammer, but the Vox should be fine now. Captain Van Winter, can you hear me?
Inquisitor, finally! I thought we'd lost you.
It would have been quite convenient for you, I suppose.
Trust me, I'm on your side. I'm not saying I don't want my ship back, but who would clear my name if you died in battle?
Your loyalty is quite admirable, Captain.
Yes, it is. And that should have been the first mission, and we are instantly, of course, going to play the second one as well. Do you know what? I love these wallpapers here, right here. They look absolutely amazing. The renderings, of course, just look great. We did not find any items, but here you can see our current armor, which I think looks quite nice. What I'm looking for right now is actually the customization of our armor or anything. Well, anyhow, that is something I'm going to find out in the off at some other point. Making contact: I've made it out of the hangar where I have found evidence of a serious chaos infestation. I need to investigate this further, and that we will do as soon as the loading is actually done right here.
Our augurs have picked up a vox signal not far from your location. It is transmitting on an Imperial channel. It could be important.
I'm on my way there.
And I assume that it is important, so let's go on. What makes me a little bit sad, I didn't like that in GTA, was it 4? I think in the one in Liberty City, the fading out of the walls, the effect here, I don't particularly like, but it doesn't fall, you do not see it that much, so that is fair enough right now. always losing little bursts here to kill them off. And that is always what I mean with I like the graphic style. The shadows there with the lighting in the back here on the wall, I think looks absolutely great. But as I always say,
by the Emperor.
What have you found down there, Inquisitor?
Some unlucky members of an Imperial retinue. This is a shrine dedicated to the ruinous powers. Somebody really wants his dark wishes to be fulfilled.
In other words, there's something on that ship that requires human sacrifice. Wonderful.
And as I said, graphical things are many times a little bit subjective, but I have to say, oh my god, look at how beautiful that looks, the Nurgle infestation right here. I'm an absolute fan of that. And I'm really looking forward to see the story progress. I mean, we know already, these missions we already know, so I want to know what is going on. And I'm really looking forward to the most, how the story goes on.
Yes, a grenade. Enemies of the Emperor, I'll blast you to smithereens.
That we shall do. And Lingua Technis transcript Inquisitor Theta XY11B Lucan or YY, no, YY, I don't know, reference number 98341T, current rank Operator Confessor to the Grand Machine Spirit to the Martyr. Inquisitor Omicron 4 Venezuela, reference number 739.4482.9.z, current rank Engineer, Hierophant of the Martyr, 12.4 automatically generated social components, clipped, type honorifics, omega level encryption initiated begins, inquiry, confidential emergency invocation 7763 P rating review. Precedent, supplementary records collated, attached. Analysis, the machine spirit of the Martyr shows every sign of intellectual instability, threat assessments, ultra high and growing, proposal detachment of data serves in the blast core, initiating data module scrubbing and anointing central processor modules. Personal note, the machine spirit is slowly becoming insane and it started to override the defense systems, destroying some possibly harmless warcraft trying to land on the deck. We must act before it sheds more blood. I don't need to remind you the fateful consequences if such information becomes open knowledge. It all must remain confidential. I submit this invocation in the name of the Omnisire to the wisdom of my trusted Hierophant. So I guess the machine spirit got corrupted by chaos? Could that be the reason? I think that's quite possible.
A proper welcome committee at last. That grenade could be useful now.
Oh yeah, and it will be useful, I hope at least. So let's throw it right there. Oh, it exploded in the air. That I did not plan, but as you can see, power rating wise,
Worthy enemy at last.
we should be able to easily kill all the enemies off right here. And the little explosions there, I'm in love. As you can see, I'm really in love with the game. I enjoy the small parts which look absolutely amazing in this game, like the explosions on your armor. I think that looks quite nice.
I have found a corpse of an Imperial soldier. I'll take his data slate. It could contain a recording that could shed some light on what happened here.
And that is the amazing Hellbrute. We are going to fight in some time. And I'm looking forward to, although the fight against it is not going to be very difficult, I think, as it is the beginning of this game. Now we find some inoculators and a destroyed space marine. So first of all, taking those two out, and then we are going to read some clues as well.
I found the body of a fallen Adeptus Astartes.
What? Did you just say that there was a dead Space Marine down there?
He must have been a member of that unlucky Imperial reconnaissance team I found.
Allow me to clarify that. You only found pieces of them. So it'll be just you against something that tore apart one of the mightiest champions of the Imperium.
Don't jump to conclusions just yet, Captain. It could easily be more than one creature.
Yes, it could be. I'm not going to spoil anything. Alright, that is... Oh, I want to say, whoa, that's a huge bug. Then I realized that I turned the camera around. Oh, stupid I can be sometimes, I have to admit. Here we have another champion. I can't wait to receive the first items. That is what I now really enjoy without all the character wipes. You can really push your characters and don't need to be afraid of losing them again. And that is the thing I right now really enjoy. And I've been looking forward to this game for now so long. I am so happy. Taking those guys off, gone they are, and on we go to the next corpse. Ah, yes, and we have to read some clues.
Team Sigma, this is Chaos Thorn speaking. Team Sigma, come in.
I'm afraid Team Sigma won't be responding anytime soon.
What? Who are you, and what are you doing there? Taking a stroll on the decks? By the Emperor!
Mind your manners. I am an Inquisitor, and I don't tolerate...
An Inquisitor? About bloody time. I thought your lot had followed Lord Klosterheim into the Dark Zone. Listen, we're under heavy attack in the control room, so I'd appreciate it if you could join us while we deliver the Emperor's will until our most triumphant death. Thorn out.
New log entry. I established connection with someone from an Imperial expedition on the ship, but he is clearly confusing me with someone else.
Alright, let's take a small look into our clues here again. The expedition. This abandoned wreck was transmitting an esoteric distress signal that followed ancient inquisitorial protocols. The fortress monastery didn't answer our hails, and we did not detect any signs of life on the decks from our ship. Nevertheless, I found fresh corpses, clearly members of a recent Imperial expedition. Who are these men, and what are they doing here? Examining the remains of some other dead Imperial soldiers, I found a broken data slate. I could only recover a badly damaged picked record of an ambush. These men were attacked by a powerful creature of chaos, and the recorded audio implies that they had a Lord Inquisitor on board as well. I found the corpse of a fallen Adeptus Astartes. He was clearly a member of the mysterious Imperial expedition. The Space Marine was torn into pieces, so it was difficult to tell which chapter he belonged to. I must also mention one of the oddities of this situation. I was unable to identify the heraldry on his power armor. The only explanation is that this warrior of the Emperor must have belonged to a champion I've never heard of. I made contact with an officer called Chaos Thorn. He is leading one of the combat team that arrived with the mysterious expedition. Thorn clearly thinks that I also belong to the Imperial Reconnaissance Force doing some kind of reconnoitre, I don't know, that's French, isn't it, on the abandoned ship. He also mentioned a certain Lord Klosterheim. Therefore I suspect that the expedition must be quite large, and it's supervised by at least several Inquisitors. I could use this confusion to gain more information later on. And that one I think is new. I found a dead Imperial guard. He was part of an Imperial expedition, and he served under a superior from the Holy Orders, an Inquisitor called Klosterheim. I only know that because someone named Chaos Thorn made contact with me via the Soldier's Voxcaster. it seems that the expedition was stranded on the Fortress Monastery the same way I was, and this Thorn had been defending the control room of the hangar deck for some time now. He wants me to rescue him. I need to help me. I need him to help me get out of here and get my answers. Ah yeah, and that is what we are going to do. So that's the video. That's a cogitator thing we don't need. So let's go, and I think that is then the end of this mission. I think so. Or maybe not. I do not. Oh, doesn't that look amazing? Anyhow, we completed the mission. That is pretty damn amazing. Let's see, a priority seal. Oh, nice. And oh, so we have our first equipment. New ranked reach, and that is new as well, the overlay, I think, and that looks really damn amazing. Let us quickly get into your priority seal. I of course dig it, increasing our power rating a little bit right here. 3 focus against critical hit. I now go for focus because I think the critical hit now is not really great. I'm not certain. I wanna of course go now into the skill trees as well and do them, but I do not know where we are going to get into exactly. That I still have to decide. So let's see the progression. Okay, we have some beautiful progression with our levels. All right, here are in inoculator components. You set free the perks. All right, now I know how you get more perks. That is really nice. Right, so the next one we get at level 3. Unlocked item, digital weapons. Okay, some unlocking warfare points, and the first perk then is going to be at level 8. So that is going to take a couple of episodes, I guess. Alright, that's that. Heroic deeds. We probably won't get through. For now, guys, let us take a quick look. Do we have any perks? No, but that one's just alright. For now, guys, that then brings us to the end of this little in-between episode. The next episode is not going to wait 24 hours. It's going to be, I guess, when this video is out, in 3 or 2 hours at the usual time. For now, I really thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this episode, guys, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you are playing the game for yourself, leave me a comment what you think about the release. For now, I hope you had a wonderful, warm day, and I will see you in a couple of hours to the next episode. Until then, have a nice day. Stay frosty. Bye.